It was a crisp, sunny morning in downtown Chicago. John and Emily were taking a leisurely stroll with their 6-year-old daughter, Lily, who was skipping along happily, her tiny backpack bouncing with every step. The streets were bustling with weekend shoppers, parents with strollers, teenagers on skateboards, and street performers trying to earn a few dollars with their music. As John and Emily chatted about their plans for the day, an elderly woman sitting behind a modest wooden stall called out, her voice surprisingly strong for her age. "Watch out. Your little one is heading toward the road." Emily's heart skipped a beat. She spun around and scooped Lily into her arms, holding her tight. "Thank you so much," Emily said, genuinely relieved. The old woman smiled warmly, her eyes twinkling behind thick glasses. She was surrounded by crates of fresh fruits, plump red apples, shiny oranges, and juicy-looking plums. The colors were vivid, almost radiant in the morning sunlight. John, curious and polite, approached the stall. "Ma'am, are those plums?" "How much?" "2 for $1, she said cheerfully. "Apples and oranges are $1 each." She offered him a plum. John glanced at Emily, but she shook her head gently. "Oh no, you should wash it first." But John, drawn in by the fruit's inviting appearance, took a bite. The sweetness exploded in his mouth, far better than anything he had tasted at the fancy mall just a few blocks away. "I grow them myself," the woman said, a quiet pride in her voice. John raised an eyebrow. "Why are you selling them so cheap?" "In the mall next street. Each one is $5. The woman shrugged. "Sir, I'm not educated. I just want to feed my family." Her words struck a chord with John. Without hesitation, he reached into his coat pocket and pulled out a stack of cash. "Will this be enough for everything?" he asked, placing a crisp $1,000 bill on the counter. The woman's eyes widened in disbelief. "Oh no, that's way too much. Just keep it. We'll come back later for it," she said, trying to refuse politely. John smiled warmly. "Nah, it's fine. We'll come back." As they walked away, Emily looked at John in surprise. "You gave her $1,000? Do you plan to take all those fruits?" John laughed softly, putting an arm around her shoulder. "She's not greedy. People like her are rare these days. We should always help them when we can." Later that evening, Emily called John on his phone. "Honey, come quickly. That old lady is still out there waiting." Concerned, John rushed down to the stall. The night air had grown cold, and he could see the woman shivering in her thin coat. When she saw him, her face lit up. "Sir, you finally came. I've been waiting for you," she exclaimed. John knelt beside her. "Oh no, you should have gone home. It's freezing." "What if I didn't come?" The woman shook her head firmly. "You promised to return. I would have waited for you. People should always honor their word." John felt a lump in his throat, overwhelmed by her sincerity and honesty. He handed her a warm scarf he had bought on the way down. "Here, at least this will keep you warm." She wrapped it around her neck, tears glistening in her eyes. "Thank you, sir. Thank you so much." In that moment, John realized that their $1,000 gesture wasn't just about money. It was about respect, trust, and human dignity. It was about giving without expecting anything in return and seeing the joy it brought to someone who truly deserved it. The next morning, they returned to the stall. The fruits were gone, but the woman waved at them cheerfully from a small corner of the street. She had already started selling again, smiling despite the hardships of life. John, Emily, and Lily walked away holding hands, hearts full, knowing that sometimes the simplest acts of kindness could leave the deepest impact. Drop a heart for honesty and generosity. Let's celebrate people who remind us that goodness still exists in the world.